So with major events like EVO and the Pro Tour shifting to an online format, now's the best time for players that were previously unable to travel to get some exposure and maybe even land a sponsor. But unless you're consistently getting top 16 or top 8, you're not really going to get that many chances to appear on stream. So the onus is on you, the player, to create the content and get yourself out there, whether it's streaming yourself or just recording your matches. So what this video is going to cover is some tools and techniques that you can use to quickly and easily, and probably more importantly, cheaply create your own content. So the first thing is you're going to need a way to record or stream your gameplay. Now, if you're on console, this is pretty easy. If you have a PS4 or Xbox, they already have built-in apps for YouTube and Twitch to stream. Just get started with that. Now, if you're on PC, the priority is to make sure that the gameplay is going to be smooth so you can do your best gameplay and then hopefully be able to stream or record that. So if you had to buy a new component, I would recommend buying an NVIDIA GPU, specifically a 1660 Ti and above. This will give you access to the latest version of NVENC, which is basically an encoder where you can stream or record your gameplay without affecting the actual gameplay itself or losing frame rate. And if you have additional budget, I would say buy a microphone first rather than a webcam. I'll explain more on this later. And then for actual software to stream or record with, I think the easiest software to get started with would probably be Streamlabs OBS or XSplit Gamecaster, both of which can use the NVENC encoder from your NVIDIA GPU. So unfortunately, one of the trademarks for beginner FGC streams, or maybe even FGC streams in general, is just really bad audio. Like, there's nothing worse than tuning into a stream and then all you hear is this. So what can you do about it? Well, first things first, try to keep the microphone as close as you can to your mouth, because the further away it is, the more you hear the reverb and echo in the room. And try not to have like a fan or something blowing wind in the direction of the mic, because that creates a lot of noise. Now, if you can't really avoid that stuff, then if you have an RTX GPU, then you can use something known as RTX Voice. I actually did a video comparing different microphones that work with RTX Voice, and it doesn't remove anything, but it takes away a lot of noise. It won't take away all the button presses, but it's a good start into getting some good quality audio for your stream. So the next thing most people buy for their stream setup is a face cam. Now this is great. Like, if you have really good reactions or an engaging personality, like, this is a good way to connect with your audience. But let's be honest, especially when you're a beginner streamer, or if you're really trying to be serious, if you're in a tournament or something, most people have that gamer face, that really locked in look that's really motionless and expressionless. So in that case, maybe turn the camera towards something else, something that has more motion going on. So maybe put it towards your joystick and show your inputs, or put it towards your cat. And if you don't even have a face cam, there's some alternatives. Like, there's actually input displays in both XSplit and OBS that can show your joystick inputs, so you can actually show if you really tech that throw. So I think one of the best parts of FGC tournaments is that the players are sitting next to each other, and if they're having a really close match or just having fun, you can kind of see their interactions, and it makes it all more exciting and engaging. But you kind of lose that when you're having online tournaments, because usually there's no player cameras. But what you can do is try and recreate that within your own stream if you're playing in the tournament. So you're gonna have to use something kind of ancient, Skype. I know no one uses Skype anymore, but basically if you use Skype and if you enable NDI and you create a Skype group and you find some of the players that are playing in the tournament, you get everyone in that group, and if they happen to be matched up against you or matched up against each other, you basically have them join a video call, and then you add those NDI sources into your stream overlay, and then you basically show the match, and you can show the players' reactions. You can even get their voice in the call. They may not be talking too much, or they may not say things that are safe for stream, but it's a really cool way to kind of hear the personalities of players and get that behind the scenes look that you really don't even get in offline tournaments. And I think that's a really engaging way, especially if players kind of build a rivalry and are always having really close matches or meeting each other at some point in the tournament. It just really makes more exciting and entertaining content, and something that will differentiate your stream from everyone else's. So most people think that the content grind ends as soon as you shut off the stream, but really that's only half the battle. The streaming platforms don't really have the best discovery options, so if you really want to get yourself out there, you need to post clips on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you can to get people to find you, because they have algorithms to discover stuff. But you got to make short clips and highlights to upload there. So how do you make these? Well, if you're on Twitch, there's already clipping tools. You can make highlights and download them and upload them wherever you want. Now, if you want like a full-fledged video editor with more options, you can actually use DaVinci Resolve. It has a free version. But there's also the Express Video Editor from XSplit. Now, this is actually free, and I think it's actually a good place to start for beginners, because basically you just drop your clip there. You can use OBS clips, you can use XSplit clips, and you just cut and paste them together, export it, it's super fast, and upload them wherever you want to send them to. Super easy. And this final tip here is not just useful to yourself, but also will endear you to these tournament organizers that will be kind of helping your journey and getting discovered. And that is, keep all your names the same. Keep your Steam ID, your PSN ID, your Discord ID, keep them all the same name. It'll make it so much easier to put you on a bracket and for people to find you on matches. But also just when people are watching you on stream, they'll see the name and they'll see, hey, maybe they have a Twitter or a Twitch and I can find them. Just try to keep all your names the same as much as possible. So hopefully some of these tips were helpful for starting your own online pro tour side hustle. But now I want to hear from you. Are you planning to join any online pro tours this year? And what tips would you give for improving the online net play experience? And do you think that there's any online gods that are going to emerge here? Definitely want to check it out in the comments. Thanks again for watching. Leave a like if this was useful. And make sure to stay safe out there, stay strong, stay competitive. And let's hope that we can really unleash all this quarantine hype into the last few months. Catch you on the next one.